Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Elevated Beauty Podcast. I'm your host, Emily Fouts, and today we're talking about inspiration. Are you allowing yourself to be inspired? And how can you? How can you get into a space that cultivates inspiration? And how can you be possibly blocking yourself? So, for me, inspiration can come really naturally. I think it does for everyone. It's just about, are you cultivating this environment for which you can have that inspiration arrive, so to say. Um, Something that I think really gets in our way of our natural inspiration is consuming too much from others, seeing what other people are doing, and drawing inspiration from them. It is okay to draw inspiration from other people, but if that's all you're doing, if that's where your entire inspiration is coming from, is based on other people, then that's an issue. So, especially when it comes to business, because a reason that people are attracted to your business is because what it is you offer and the authenticity that comes from it, especially if you are a solo business owner. A lot of people will invest and support your business because of you as an individual, because they like who you are. And if that authenticity isn't shining through, if you're not being true to yourself, then how can you show up consistently? If you're not being authentic, you're going to be a very inconsistent individual because you are probably going to be inspired, for a few weeks by this one person, and then you'll be acting upon these inspirations, and then someone else will catch your inspiration. And, where are you at in this? So I think it's important to see and recognize, yeah, these are people that are doing things that inspire me. And it's not actually maybe the specific things they're doing, but maybe how they're doing it. And turn everything off for a minute. Figure out who you are deeply. Refer back if you haven't created a vision, if you don't know what your authentic voice is. Go back to the drawing board and figure that out. I do have an episode a while back on creating your authentic voice. And in my esthetician guide, I go step by step on how you can figure out what your true authentic voice is, like how you can implement your self expression in your business and why that's important. So, it's important, first of all, because it contributes to your authenticity and it prevents you from burnout. But figure out what it is that inspires you, what fuels you as a person, what fuels your inspiration and your creativity, what you hold close, what you are doing these things for. So, if all this sounds foreign to you, you don't even know where to start, grab the esthetician guide. It will help you figure this out so much sooner and get you so much farther along in this process to figuring out who you are and how you can allow your own natural inspiration to happen. So, going back to consumption, being too inspired by other people. If this is happening, you want to mute these people, reduce, excuse me, reduce your time on social media, because that is getting in the way of you being you and you serving your audience and your community and showing up as your true self. So, mute these people, limit your time on social media, immerse yourself in what brings joy to you. First of all, allow time for your creative space. So, we need to do this daily. Have like a little time in each day for creative space. We have the 3 P's. We have time for our professional endeavors, parenting, if you're a parent, and partner, if you are a partner. These are things that are going to take up time in our day, no matter what. And what we also need to do is we need to take up time for self-care. which is maybe going for a walk to ease your mind, laying down in bed for 15 minutes to destimulate, doing your self-care at the end of the day, like your skincare routine, taking a shower. Those are all self-care things. You need to do this. And then time for a creative outlet. It doesn't have to take a huge amount of time, and you can do it a few times a week if every day isn't if it doesn't work for you in this current moment. But I think that everybody can create a structure where you are able to do this every day. So prioritizing your time to allow self-care and creative space is going to put you in a better headspace to allow this inspiration to happen. When we have bad time management and we're maybe devoting too much time to professional, which is obviously work, and then when we come home, maybe you're working too, you're cleaning, and then the last scraps of your day are going to be taken up by your partner and parenting. That is a formula for disaster, you guys. That is why I stick to a rigid, I do not work when I am not at work. I don't and I won't, because it takes passion away and it's cutting into my time of a partner and a parent. Something else that I've done to cut down on my professional time is I have hired a cleaning service to come every 2 weeks. And let me tell you, that has made the biggest difference. It really has. It has allowed me more time to be present with my partner, with my child, and allows me more time for creative endeavors when I get home for the day and I'm done with work. And this puts me in the perfect space to be grateful, to express my gratitude, to just feel like I'm not so stressed and angry or resentful. And it just allows my brain to function at a better pace. Something that I think a lot of people struggle with whenever they are having bad time management and trying to figure out how they can cut down time at home, just like you feel like the chores are never done. Maybe you don't have the extra funds right now to hire a cleaning service, and that's okay. I didn't for a long time. If you have a partner, it's really wonderful to express to them that you need their help too. As women, we don't really ask for help in the house, but if you have a healthy relationship with your partner, or if you're working towards a healthy relationship, and if it's with a man, a lot of times men need you to speak plainly to them. So saying, hey, I think that we will operate better as a unit if we allocate certain household chores for each other. So why don't you pick what it is you want to do, and then I'll pick what I want to do. So for example, my husband does dishes, I do laundry, and it works beautifully. Yeah, so that can be a big game changer if you don't have a partner and you're doing all these things yourself. Just create a structure where you can do this thing this day, then you'll do another thing this day. That way you don't feel overwhelmed and you're not letting everything build up. Going outdoors and being in nature also really inspires, because you are so destimulated from everything and your brain is just flowing with natural thoughts, natural ideas. Everything else melts away. So if you need to be inspired, go out in nature, turn your phone off. And that's something that this past year has done amazing things for me. Is we've got a camper, we go out, and I get to take a step back from everything and just reflect and be in tune with myself. I hope you guys were able to maybe find out some practices that you can implement in order to allow inspiration in your life, and maybe recognize what things are blocking your inspiration. And as always, I will see you guys next week, Monday, 8 a.m., for another episode. Thanks so much for listening to today's episode. You can follow me on social media at Elevated Beauty Aesthetics, or on my esthetician shop, which is Shop Cryptic Skin. That is where I sell esthetician themed apparel that is supernatural in nature and kind of kitschy designs for the modern esthetician. So as always, I will see you guys next Monday at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time for another episode.